Hey everyone! Welcome back to Daily English Chat with me, Jake.
And me, Alex. Thanks for joining us today.
So Alex, what are we talking about today? Something to do with horses and boots?
You're not wrong, Jake. Today we're diving into the world of the American frontier and cowboy life. That means we'll talk about pioneers, the Wild West, and of course, real American cowboys.
Yeehaw! Sounds like a Western movie.
Exactly. But cowboy life wasn't all about action and showdowns. There's a lot more to it. Let's explore the history, and I'll also teach you some useful vocabulary and phrases along the way. All right, first let's go over a few key words you'll hear in today's episode. Pioneer, someone who was among the first to explore or settle a new land. Wild West, the western United States during the 19th century, known for its lawlessness and rugged life. Ranch, a large farm, especially in the U.S., where animals like cattle or horses are raised. Boots, in this case, cowboy boots, strong leather footwear that became a symbol of the cowboy lifestyle.
So if I say he lives on a ranch and wears cowboy boots, I'm already talking like a true Westerner?
That's right. Perfect sentence, Jake.
Okay, Alex, let's rewind. Who exactly were the pioneers?
Great question. In the 1800s, the United States was expanding westward. Pioneers were brave individuals and families who moved out west in search of land, opportunity, and sometimes gold.
Ah, yes, the gold rush.
Yes, in 1849, thousands rushed to California hoping to strike it rich. But settling the West wasn't easy. There were harsh environments, long travels by wagon, and limited resources. These pioneers helped build towns, farms, and eventually railroads.
And where do the cowboys come in?
Cowboys were often ranch workers who took care of cattle. After the Civil War, beef was in high demand, so ranching became a booming industry. Cowboys would drive large herds of cattle from Texas up to Kansas and beyond.
So the cowboy wasn't just a gunslinging outlaw.
Not at all. Most cowboys worked hard, long hours outdoors, riding horses, fixing fences, and yes, wearing those famous boots.
Do cowboys still exist today?
Absolutely. In places like Texas, Wyoming, and Montana, there are still working ranches. You can also see modern cowboy life in rodeos. That's a competitive event where cowboys and cowgirls show off their horse riding and cattle handling skills.
That sounds intense. Have you ever been to a rodeo?
I have. It's loud, exciting, and very proudly American. It's a way to keep the traditions alive.
Do they still wear big hats and shout, "Yeehaw"?
Sometimes, yes. But cowboy culture today is also about community, hard work, and respect for the land.
What about cowboy movies? Are they accurate?
Well, Hollywood loves to exaggerate. Classic Western films often showed cowboys as lone heroes or dangerous outlaws. In reality, cowboy life was tough and involved a lot of daily chores, not just dramatic duels.
So less guns, more mud.
Pretty much. But those movies did help create the cowboy image that people around the world recognize today.
Yeah, when I think of America, I do picture someone riding a horse into the sunset.
And that's the power of cultural storytelling. Even if the reality is more complicated, the spirit of adventure, freedom, and resilience still lives on.
All right, time to round it up. Let's review today's key expressions.
Sure. Pioneer, someone who explores new territory. Wild West, the early American frontier. Ranch, a large farm, often for cattle. Boots, cowboy boots, a symbol of Western style.
And don't forget the sentence, he lives on a ranch and wears cowboy boots. Try using that one.
Yes, and if you ever visit the American West, who knows, you might meet a real cowboy.
or become one. I mean, give me a hat and a horse and I'm halfway there.
You'd make quite the English cowboy, Jake.
Oh, I'd be the politest cowboy in the West. But all right, we've had horses and hats. What's next on our cultural road trip?
I'm glad you asked. Since we've just explored one of America's most iconic symbols, the cowboy, let's stay on theme and talk about something else that defines what it means to be American.
Ooh, I feel a big one coming. Is it freedom? Bald eagles? Fireworks?
Close, but even more delicious. We're talking baseball and apple pie.
Of course! As American as baseball and apple pie, right?
Exactly. It's one of those phrases you'll hear a lot, especially around the 4th of July. But why baseball and why apple pie? Let's unpack that. First up, baseball. Often called America's national pastime, baseball has a long history in the U.S., dating back to the 19th century. It became popular just as the country itself was shaping its national identity.
So it's more than just a sport.
Much more. Baseball is deeply tied to American values, team spirit, fair play, and community. It's the kind of sport that brings families together, especially on weekends or summer evenings. People gather at local stadiums or watch from their TVs, often with snacks like hot dogs and popcorn.
Sounds like a very chill vibe. I always thought Americans were all about American football.
That's true too. But baseball has a very nostalgic place in American culture. It's slower, more reflective, and it's where the phrase root for your team comes in.
Ah, that one I've heard. Like, I root for the Yankees.
Exactly. To root for means to support or cheer for a team. And saying, I root for the Yankees or I root for the Red Sox isn't just about sport. It's about identity, family tradition, sometimes even geography.
So it's like supporting a football club here in the UK.
Spot on. Except with more peanuts and singing during the 7th inning stretch.
Seventh inning what?
We'll save that for another time.
All right, so we've got baseball. Now, explain the apple pie part. Is it really that important?
Oh yes, apple pie has been around in American homes for centuries, but it really became a national symbol in the 20th century, especially during World War II. The idea was, we're fighting for mom and apple pie.
That's oddly specific.
It is, but it worked. Apple pie came to represent home, comfort, family values, and everything the average American held dear. So when you hear someone say, as American as apple pie, they mean something that's wholesome, familiar, and deeply traditional.
So it's more than just a tasty dessert, it's a cultural icon.
Absolutely. Pair that with baseball, and you've got two simple but powerful symbols of what many Americans consider the heart of their identity: family, community, and shared traditions.
You mentioned earlier that baseball brings people together. I love that. Is there a sort of match day atmosphere like we have here in the UK?
Definitely. Imagine this. It's a Sunday afternoon in July. The sun's out. Families are wearing team jerseys. Kids have gloves hoping to catch a foul ball. There's music, cheers, vendors shouting, and people eating nachos and ice cream. It's not just about the game. It's an event, a community experience.
That sounds pretty amazing, actually. Like a summer tradition.
Exactly. And that's the thing. These cultural symbols might seem ordinary, but together they reflect something very real about American life: a love of simple pleasures, a deep sense of belonging, and pride in shared rituals.
All right, now I really want to try apple pie at a baseball game.
You should. It's the full American experience.
So, Alex, was Route 66 mostly about fun and vacation, or did it have a more serious purpose at first?
Great question. Actually, when Route 66 opened in 1926, it wasn't just about road trips and diners. It was a practical route, a lifeline for many Americans during tough times.
Like when?
During the Great Depression in the 1930s, thousands of families from the Midwest used Route 66 to head west, especially to California, looking for jobs and a better life. You might have heard of the novel The Grapes of Wrath. That's about that exact journey.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. So it started as an escape route.
Exactly. And then during World War II, Route 66 became crucial for moving troops and supplies. So it played a big role in American history before becoming the symbol of freedom and fun that we know today.
So when did it become, cool?
In the 1950s and 60s, after the war, more Americans had cars, money, and free time. Families started taking long summer vacations by car, often driving west on Route 66. It became known as the Mother Road.
That sounds very poetic. The Mother Road.
It really is. People wrote songs about it, like Get Your Kicks on Route 66. Even TV shows were named after it. It became the ultimate symbol of the American road trip dream.
What would you see if you drove it today?
Good question. Some parts of the original route are gone or replaced by highways, but lots of it still remains. And it's full of retro diners, vintage gas stations, motels with neon signs, and quirky attractions like giant dinosaurs or Cadillac cars buried in the ground.
Sounds like a photographer's paradise.
Absolutely. It's a nostalgic trip back in time. You'll also meet locals who love to tell stories and towns that take pride in their Route 66 heritage.
So it's not just about getting from point A to B, right?
No, it's about the journey itself. In American culture, the road trip represents more than travel. It's a kind of personal discovery, freedom, and escape.
So when Americans say, let's hit the road, it could mean, let's find ourselves.
Sometimes, yeah. It could also mean, let's get out of town and eat pancakes at 2 a.m. at a roadside diner.
That works too.
The beauty is it can be whatever you need it to be.
Wow, what a ride! From cowboys to baseball, apple pie to Route 66. I feel like I've taken a little road trip through American culture today.
That's the idea, Jake. Every piece of culture is like a mile marker on a long journey. It tells a story, it shows us where we've been, and maybe even where we're headed.
Deep stuff. And I've learned so many new expressions too. Root for, hit the road, national pastime.
You're getting fluent in culture and conversation.
So for anyone listening, if you're learning English or just love culture, we hope this episode helped you see things in a fun, new way.
And don't forget, we'll be back with more stories, more phrases, and more casual chats in English.
Until then, thanks for joining us on Daily English Chat,
where learning English is just part of the journey.
See you next time.
See you next time.